Good morning. I guess we have to stop meeting like this, don't we? Kidding. I wouldn't stop it for the world. You are a sight for sore eyes, aren't you? Just being able to wake up to you is something special. What do you think, Usagi-chan? Want to celebrate today differently? I figured you probably realized last time this was never going to be a normal relationship. You must have known it from the start. After all, you wouldn't have stuck around this far if you knew I was, well, a very dangerous man. Or would you? I'm curious about that. I guess we'll get to the bottom of that the old-fashioned way. God, you are an interesting one, aren't you? It's fascinating to me. Why don't we take a picture to prove that it's real? I can finally tell all my friends that I cut me a rabbit. So, Usagi-chan? Just what am I going to do with you? I mean, as it stands, I'm caught in a bit of a dilemma. I don't want you to get yourself hurt or something, Usagi-chan. But if I leave things as they go, what am I gonna do? I can't exactly protect you 24/7 if people find out we're dating. Well, you'll have more enemies than friends. But don't let that get to you. I can keep you my little secret, Usagi-chan. Unless you don't like that kind of thing, I can stop these pesky feelings at their source. And let you go, of course. It'd break my heart. I'm not the type to give up on what I want. No, I like to take it and I like to share it. I like to show the world that I'm happy. That way, I can spite it any time it ruins my mood. And those broken pieces of my heart can stay in shambles and nobody needs to know. Oh, sorry, too personal? Oh, you'll get used to that. I work at my own pace, and so should you. Whatever you want, whatever you need, that's between you and I. What? If I didn't know any better, I'd say that you thought I needed this blindfold off. Well, boo-hoo. Look at you. If you want to see my eyes, you'll have to earn it. There's a good reason why I hold this over. At least a good reason to myself. I can still see you, sense you, feel you, taste you. There isn't much I'm missing out on. You might even say, Usagi-chan, this might be my way to get even closer to you. Well, if you build up a relationship, you can't build it all in one day. It won't have any meaning. If we're gonna make this relationship last, we better make sure every single day we enjoy ourselves to the fullest. So, I was thinking I'd get you some Korean barbecue today. And don't worry, it's a place that's vegan in case you're into that. I know. Don't thank me all at once. It's definitely something that I thought about. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable, and while I might not seem like the most selfless person around, I definitely look out for my own. And it's something that's a pet peeve of mine. Usagi-chan. You never know when you have to say goodbye. Don't get drawn into the words that I say too much. You never tell if they're real or not, Usagi-chan. You just have to roll with the punches. That's what I always do, and look at me. I'm no worse for wear. If you take the deep problems being a damaged man with a perfect complexion that you could get lost in my eyes forever, it is kind of difficult being me. Usagi-chan? Don't worry. No one outside of a select few will even be able to know where we are. I'm pretty good at, well, covering my tracks ever since I almost died a few times. That's a long story that I don't really feel like getting into right now, and perhaps I'm avoiding it due to my mental stress and trauma, but you don't need to worry about that. Remember? Just paint rainbows over it. It'll work out somehow. Usagi-chi. What am I gonna do with you? You're so interesting this way. Every single time I just get more and more into this feeling that, well, if I'm being honest with you, long story short, You're just a teensy bit more attractive every time I learn something new with you. So I'll say it again. Good morning. Now let's make it one to remember. That. Well, if you want to know more about me, you're gonna have to be patient. Don't open up exactly easy, but that's not exactly how it works. Bing bong. Emotional damage, check. Trust issues, check. A deep story that's far too convoluted to get into until you unlock that route. Consider me the hidden character in a Tome game. What you gonna do about it? Oh? Oh, Sagitsu. Since you're a little familiar with Mystic Messenger and you might be a fan yourself, let me just say I'm the 707 of this game. That is, if you want to woefully oversimplify myself. Well, in any case, Usagi-san, there's no shortage of mystery with me. Hope you're into that kind of thing, because there's a lot more under the surface too, and every single layer you peel back is going to be a new one for you to find out. And if you make it through all of them, you'll get a prize. I just haven't figured out what it is yet. We'll figure out once we get there. If we get there. Let me just level with you for a second, Isagichi. What I do is dangerous. And the moment I slip up in any way, shape, or form, it might be goodbye. Do you understand that? You're dating someone that is in the equivalent of a bomb squad in the military, except times 1,000. What I do is disarm dangerous bombs. Well, dangerous spirits. I'm totally badass at it, and I'll show you selfies when I kick their ass and get them down. You'll be my biggest fan, and I'll be yours. But that comes with dangers. And if I have to danger you, I at least want to know that I'm doing something right. That this is what you really want. I don't just want you to say it, Usagi-san. I want you to live it. I know. It's not that simple, is it? When you look at me with eyes like that, it almost looks like you pity me. And, well, I appreciate the sentiment. I got myself into this. It's always been my life. I need to do this. If not me, then who's gonna live up to my unexpectedly genius level of bullshit of a power set? But even if I say it like that, it's not entirely true. I'm far from being completely and utterly untouchable. I'm just 99.9 repeating percent untouchable. But just as we can't hold hands easy, I hope that someday, somehow, I'll be able to trust you with something like that. Hey, don't get on me too bad. I did say I had trust issues right from the back. You can't get on me too much, okay, Usagi-chan? It's gonna take a while. Be patient. You're somewhat special. What, I'm not gonna lie to you. And if I thought you were the most special thing in the world, I'd tell you, right? You're the most special thing in the world. You are nothing for me. That was a completely different fellow because... Isagi-san, I'm just trying to make the mood light. Listen, I don't want you to be sad, and I don't want you to lose your heart to something like this. Even a chance of things going wrong, and I'm going to make it right, is what I'd like to say. But chances are I can't make that promise yet. There's a lot I can't do, baby. Being the strongest man in the world and the sexiest, I can't always make compromises. I have to choose one over the other, and look at me. Look at this body. I have to share it with the world, and fuck it. You get a selfie with me right now. Jokes aside, maybe this is my coping mechanism with it all. My worries for the future. Why have worries when you can have fun, right? Ever since Itadori-kun, things haven't been the same with me. I don't want to talk about it. It's a subject that isn't very good. I promise you're not missing out on much except for tragedy, a whole lot of bullshit, and my failure. That's how I got the scar. You may not realize it, but it's a very personal one. One that really fucking hurts sometimes. Especially when I look in the mirror and realize it blemished my perfect face just like that. Now what are you going to guess? These beautifully scarred lips? At least it's not that bad of a scar. It's more like a scar that suits me. Makes me look sexy, right? As long as you think so, then I suppose it's a benefit in the end. So, fuck it. Usagi-chan, let's go get that barbecue. My. After everything, you sure are confident. How'd you know I was going to get takeout for us? Well, yes. There's been a curse that's been going around. A really annoying one that we haven't really figured out how to deal with yet. Let me just tell you, the lack of human contact has been getting to me. It makes me so damn indecisive. I keep thinking to myself that I should do something more with my time, that I should be a famous singer, a dancer, a entertainer. Well, I mean, if you wanted me to be one of those, you should have just asked, Usagi-chan. Want me to take off my coat, my shirt, my blindfold? I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it. I'll take off this blindfold right now, and I'll look you right in your eyes, steal you into my domain, and that wouldn't happen right now, would it? As much as I'd like to give you the infinite possibilities, I think that might be a little presumptuous of me to assume that's necessary. I want you to love me, not for my infinite possibilities, daring looks, completely awesome voice, glorious way of holding you, beautiful way of kissing. I'm getting distracted. Those very important, that must be listed qualities that are quintessential to my character. I want you to love me for me, you know? I know, woe is me, that I have such a glorious body, beautiful face, and perfect personality. It's almost too good to be true. I couldn't dare share everything with you. You couldn't handle it. All the little details. Usagi-chan, jokes aside, there's a lot of baggage. Not as much as I'm perfect, I'm imperfect. Does that make sense? With infinite possibilities and infinite things that can go right and wrong, I've made a lot of mistakes I can't take back. I've made a lot of things happen that I didn't mean to. I've made rookie mistakes, I've almost died for them. I've made a life, for better or worse, and I keep on living it. But the only way I move forward in this relationship with you is if you be honest with me. Do I scare you, Usagi-tsu? Oh, time's up. You did your best with that, so I'll give you a consolation prize, a peck on the cheek. You crazy, sexy little thing. What am I supposed to do with you? I mean, really. After all this, I think I would lose my mind before I would let anything happen to you. But that's not a promise I can make, and it really grinds my gears that I can't make that. Because if I could, then everything would be so much easier. Everything would be so much less convoluted, and then I wouldn't have to drown myself in what I... You caught me. Yeah, I was gonna ramble on to something sarcastic again. But of course, Usagi-chan, you're learning way too quickly. You remind me of myself in a way. Just a whole lot more cute. Never would use that word for myself, unless you dress me up real nice. Got a maid outfit I can wear or something? I do pull off a mighty fine corset if you ask me. Oh, I see that mental image. You're imagining it. Ooh, I can't wait. Show. Do share with a former teacher. Sorry. Let's get home and eat before the food gets cold. No, it's your imagination. The mood didn't change at all. If it did, then I made a mistake. Usagi-chan. I know what you're trying to say. You want me to be open and honest with you, right? I understand that, but careful how you word that. If you want me to be open and honest with you, if you want to really dive there and understand me, you're going to have to expect a lot of disappointment. A lot of disappointment I don't think you're ready for. It's charming that you say that you say you're ready for all this, and I appreciate your efforts, I do. But that's just it, they're efforts. You don't know me like that yet. It may be this fling that we've had, this sort of thrown together relationship that became a mess. But who's counting? Who's really counting? At the end of the day, that's what matters, doesn't it? Who has the high hand and who doesn't have anything. I'm sick of it, Usagi. I look at you, and I see something truly gorgeous, truly beautiful, and I want to share everything I do. But you have to understand, Usagi-san. I have to go at my own pace. And if something happens to us, I don't honestly want to feel how I felt before. I'm guarded, I admit it. I'm guarded deep down because I've lost so many damn things I care about. I couldn't even protect him. Nothing. It's just me talking to myself. There was a promise I made a long time ago. Don't worry about it. Kinishinai, kinishinai. Before we get into anything further, I want you to know something. Listen to me, Usagi. This is important. I know you mean well, and I know you're trying to get into my heart, and I'm trying to let you. But sometimes there's chains on the gate that aren't so easily broken. You have to find the key. And I'm not saying you have to jump through loops for me. I don't want you to. After all, I'm usually the one who likes to do that myself, make a game out of life, make things less serious, but there's some things I'm not ready to talk about yet. So please try and respect that. Okay? Nay, you're quite cute when you make that expression. It's like a half pout going on there, and makes me want to pinch your cheek, so I will. This is the most fun I've had in a little while. Aren't you just the best, Usagi? I almost wish we met earlier. Not because any other reason, just I don't like to waste any extra time that I get. Who knows how long it'll be before I... right there and then. I don't exactly count the days or anything, but it's so interesting how life tends to be exactly what you don't expect it to be. I didn't expect to find you the other day, nor did I expect you to, well, get involved with me at all. It's such a divine conflict, maybe a divine comedy of things. The fact that I found you is almost too convenient, you know? That's why, if I'm being completely and utterly honest with you, I had my guard up fully until now. Maybe I still do without even thinking about it. There's so many layers to my thought process, you would just get lost in it. Yeah, it's something that you're gonna learn. Of course. Provided you are who you say you are and you want what you say you want. Then there's a lot of things that I want to get to know purely with you. Ah, yes, how indeed. How do we breach that distance between infinity? It's a question that not only my enemies, people who hate me so much, want to learn, but you too. Well, there's a few things you need to do, but I won't get into the details because I want you to figure that out for yourself. I mean, if I gave you all the answers, would it really be that fun? Not at all. I've got to keep you guessing and, of course, make every day fun. The difference between a good day and a bad day can be an interesting one. It's not always so cut and dry between us. We're humans, not robots. And sometimes I even wonder about that. Do I even qualify as that? Am I an ascended being? Am I a god? Can I be your god? Will you worship me? Guess I should ask a little nicer, shouldn't I? Please, won't you worship me? Oh, beautiful one. I do want to worship her just like you. I've never had one quite as amazing, incredible. Usagi-chan. Oh, sorry. That was going down a weird route, but you know what? No regrets, am I right? You might as well enjoy it day in and day out. And if anything stops you, then you just get it out of your way. So, you gonna worship me or not? Your choice. Getting off topic for a moment. Do you ever open your mouth and feel like nothing comes out? You're trying to say something, you're trying to communicate it, but it's just silence. And I feel like that sometimes. Not gonna lie, not around you, but it doesn't feel good. It only feels good when I really get someone to look into my soul. When I get them to hear my words at their source instead of assuming, instead of accusing. There's so many things, so many terrible things that people, they just don't get it. They never will get it, will they? That's just the beauty of it. People are flawed. Humans are weak. We're weak, but we manage to be strong in ways that nobody seems to make sense of. It's half the fucking fun of it. Usagi-chi, you're pretty intuitive, you know that. You might be just a bit dense sometimes, but it's how much you seem to understand that there's a lot more when you scratch the surface. You learned a lesson that a lot of people don't learn right away, especially not those with their head up their ass. Thankfully, you're not one of them, so Usagi-chi, what are we going to do with you? You gonna stick with me? You gonna go your own path? Actually, it might just be too late at this point. I mean, it's too dangerous for you to be alone, besides the point that, well, long story short, I'm not sure how you'd escape from someone who did want to hurt you to get back at me. Whether it be a spirit or a human, you have a lot of enemies to be considerate of. That's why I think your best bet is staying very close to me. As close as you can get. Isn't that the best way? You can enjoy it too. Lots of kisses, cuddles, everything in between. You name it. I'd do it all for you. Even if it means I lose something in the process. I'm used to losing things, and besides, I know you wouldn't ask that. Instead, let's make it something to remember together now. Won't you? Usagi-chan. You're so cute when you're thinking about this stuff through. I just hope it doesn't hurt you in the end. Last thing I want to do is hurt anyone else. It's a depressing and terrible feeling that I think you know firsthand. Yeah, not to compare scars or anything, but you've had it pretty fucked up too. I can tell by that aura you have. It's different. Sweet, but sour. A lot of terrible things mixed in to some good ones. You've been looking on the bright side for a long time, haven't you? That's kind of impressive given everything else. I have a divine respect for you as a person. And that turns into love, too. I didn't think it would, but apparently I thought wrong. Especially when you give the fact that I finally have someone who wants to get under the blindfold with me. Usually people are too scared. When I tell them their life's in danger because of me, they usually blame me for something. They usually hold it against me. They usually hate me, or at least distance. Instead, you got closer. Well, I can say I can protect you if you do want to leave me behind. I'd just be sad to see you go, and you don't want to see a sad face from me, right? Come on. Smile for the camera. I just like taking pictures because it's like preserving the moment in case things get bad. I can look back on them. I can distract myself. I can get into a mental state where I don't have to feel so damn depressed. And just maybe you'll feel the same. Maybe These pictures, these moments, they mean something to you, a special memory, a special time you wouldn't want to spend any other way. Sorry, I thought of something. And it wasn't a very good thought, but let's go. The food will get cold. Let's go to a nice place to eat it. Don't worry about it. I'm not looking away from you, I'm blindfolded. There's a big difference there, and besides, you wouldn't want to know. Poking and prodding doesn't suit you so well. But I guess I might just be able to bend a bit for you. Do you really want to know? Hmm? Well, Usagi-tsu, you don't get to. Not yet. But I'll give you a hint. It has to do with my deep, dark past. A time, well, not long enough back in the past for me to forget it. That has to mean something, right? No, How did you know about that, Usagi? How did you know? I won't ask the questions too much. And if you're not going to tell me, I have to respect that, just like you respect my privacy. But, damn, I want to know. Fine. I won't ask about how you know about Itadori-kun. It's a sad story, but it hasn't had its ending, so I still have some hope that things could get better before they get worse. Oh, look at me. I get all caught up in my head and my heart, and they don't mix well. You see, I'm good at work, but I'm not so good at facing the man in the mirror. Mostly because of the blindfold, you see. Not sarcastic enough for you? Well, you did tell me a bit. By the way you answered. You heard about this from someone, didn't you? I won't get angry if you don't want to tell me. I'd just like to figure it out myself. Who's been talking? Who I need to shut up? It's a joke. I'd never use such brutish means. If I needed to do that, they wouldn't exist anymore. Did you think I'd say something so cool and badass? No. I'd give them a stern talking to, though. Usagi-tsu, if you promise me one thing, promise me you won't go off the deep end. Don't go searching for things so much that you lose yourself. It's a terrible slippery slope, to be honest with you. And I don't want to see you fall down it. Because the fall isn't always a good thing. Sometimes the fall hurts all the way down. And personally, I just don't want you to have to deal with all that baggage that comes along with it. And I want to spare you that and eat some Korean barbecue with you. I hear this meat substitute's pretty good. I don't even know what they call it. I think they called it impossible or something. Because it's impossible for it to be this tasty. That's what I'd like to say, but we haven't had it yet. Sure smells the part, though. You ready to get down and dirty with some food? Don't like the way I say it? Or you like it too much? It all depends on which one, what I do next. Usagi-san. Oh, don't give me that expression or I'll want to tease you some more. Unless that's your goal and all that. Wouldn't surprise me if you weren't interested in the meal and you wanted a meal of a different kind. Kisses. No, you enjoy the meal. I'll enjoy you. Usagi-tsu. You really know how to make me quite different than normal. It's like you get me, but then at the same time, not at all. And I can't decide which one is better or worse because it's you we're talking about. And if I had to pick one or the other, I think you should stay blissfully ignorant of those things that make you sad. And if we solve them, we solve them together. How about that? Usagi-tsu. Why don't you just relax? What? I didn't lie. I said I was extra hungry for a reason. And I don't exactly hold back when it comes to a cute snack like you. Don't mind me. Enjoy your meal too. Oh, is that how it is, Usagi? Oh, I like it. Kissing an infinite possibility of ways. I think I like this. Just a bit more than I did. Just a bit more than ever. Usagi-chan, you might be the tastiest dinner I've ever had. A snack of yours? I think I'll claim it as my own. Of course, we gotta take some photos while we're at it. I wanna see that face of yours when it's just like this. What? You can't blame me for you being such a snack, can you? I got hungry for something different. Hungry for you. Now, smile for the camera. I got a whole meal down here. Just relax. You can enjoy your meal. I'll definitely be enjoying mine. Delicious. Don't mind if I do. You just relax now. I wouldn't let anything get boring for you. I'll make sure my Usagi-chan really feels it. There. Easy does it. You just have to relax a little and leave everything to me. Is what you think I'd say. No. I feel like there's always two to tango. So we might as well make it something worthwhile. Come on, Usagi-chan. Show me what you've got. Oh, what a meal. Definitely a meal. Oh, that's the stuff. Usagi-chan. No, you don't have to tell me anything. Show, don't tell. It's becoming warm. That's what I'm talking about. Usagi-chan. Yeah, just relax. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Usagi-chan. You really know how to take it out of me, don't you? Yeah, I love you. I love you and I want you so much. So, I'm not gonna ask you to take everything, but take everything I Usagi-san? I didn't want it to be anticlimactic or anything, but you're good at what you do. I couldn't stop there, though, could I? Usagi-san. Just look at you. You're practically like me. If I was a lot more innocent, probably a whole lot prettier, maybe. I don't know. I don't know which one of us is prettier. I guess it depends, but if I had to choose, I'd definitely pick looking at you to myself and then saying something. You're talking to someone who used to look at himself in the mirror all the time. It didn't matter what I was doing. I was looking in that mirror. I was checking myself out. What can I say? When you're confident, you might as well be confident to a fault, right? Come on, Asagi-san. You should know by now that all of this is just a convoluted way of me avoiding talking about my actual feelings. Yet at the same time, I'm talking about them right now. My feelings for you, I think they're real. I'm willing to find out. Are you? Don't worry. I would never lead you on, and I swear to you. As much as I may seem like a crazy, sarcastic bastard, I'm not going to play with your heart. Do I make myself clear? Yeah. It's not gonna happen. It's never going to happen. And I'd sooner become some kind of horrible cursed spirit. And don't jinx it. I've considered it before. Not in that way. Hey, look at you, silly. Take a picture with me. It'll last a lifetime. We can look back on these times and be like, why can't it be these times again? Though I do see the melancholy in it. Instead, I'm thankful to have lived them. That's how I want to view it. Even if I don't have infinite time, I might as well enjoy the time that I have so thoroughly that I forget all about it, and then the depression stuff never reaches me. You know what they say, fake it till you make it, right? Now, instead of always greeting you with my good morning, I should probably say right now that it was a good day. I didn't expect it to be. I thought it was going to be another convoluted date with someone who has a stick up their ass. But instead, you showed me a piece of heaven, and quite a lot more than that. I didn't expect anything. You got my hopes up. Now it's just a question, Usagi-san. Do you want to stay for more? You want to stay at my place? Live with me? I don't really care. Making spontaneous decisions is kind of my thing. And if anything happens to happen, I'll be the first to know. And, well, this way, I can make damn sure that anyone who messes with you gets what's coming to them. No, I'm not someone to make threats, no. Got the wrong guy, except for if they piss me off enough. I know it's not becoming of a former teacher, but I'm not that anymore. I left that when I failed a student of mine. No, it's nothing too dramatic. They're just not able to beat what they have inside them. There's a lot of things they can't do right now. And at the end of the day, I kind of feel vulnerable because of it. I feel to blame, and I might have a glass heart. So treat me well. And I might just treat you super well. Just kidding, I'd do that anyways. If I'm gonna waste my time spending it with someone I care about, I might as well waste it gloriously. Make it something that you can really stand behind. So, Usagi-san, what are we gonna do next, huh? Do you wanna go through my photo collection with me? Come here. Snuggle up real close. Don't blame me if I kiss you. Especially when you have an expression like that just begs to be kissed. Especially when we're looking through something that I like, and especially when I like to. And you seem to as well, Asagi-san. Now we just gotta figure out what makes you tick while we're at it. So, where do you want to see? The good ones, the saucy ones, the spicy ones, or maybe the ones in between? You want to see those... What? You want to see my pictures when I was a kid, huh? Well, I assure you they don't have many smiles in them. As long as you don't mind, I'll show you anything. So, you gotta be honest with me, Usagi-san. What are you gonna do? once all this is sorted. You gonna stick with me forever? Alright, I'm taking you at your word. Don't disappoint me, or you'll break my glass heart. And then I'd have to kiss you to make up. You know what they say, kiss and make up. That's how it works, right? There's only one way to find out. What do you mean we didn't have a fight? I don't know. Seems like you kissed preemptively, and there's no fights to worry about.